Hey everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be back at it again, taking a look at some other kits that, for this time, doing some more rebuilding, where taking old kits that been once put back together, putting them, putting them back together, giving them another shelf life. Now, today got two kits here that are fairly unique and special that I've got quite a while ago actually. So first, first kit is the Orange Blossom Special 2, along with the AMT Tennessee Thunder, both fairly old tractor pulling vehicles. The Orange Blossom Special, fairly iconic truck from the 80s, pretty much seen on doing pretty much racing doing the tractor pulling during the 80s on networks like TNN, TNT, and a whole bunch of other broadcast stations during the time. So with these, as far as I'm aware, both kits here are complete, but they do need quite a bit of work to them. So looking into it first, thinking I'm thinking of going with the Orange Blossom Special. So I'm going to be working on both kits during this video. So opening it up, see, here you got the instructions, which is a surprisingly large size, and is essentially a poster. Of course, here showing other motorsport vehicles that were available during time, like the Orange Blossom Special, Bigfoot, Monster Truck, which I'm still trying to find one of those. And then, of course, the Tennessee Thunder. So quite a lot. So there's quite a lot of pages to it, and it's a flip open book, which is fairly unique, especially since a lot of the AMT instructions were just a bunch of folded pages. So to have a full book, it's quite a nice touch to have. Of course, folds out to essentially a full poster. So I'll put that to the side. And of course got the mail aways here. So then got the kit here. Going through it, got the body here, which is missing or the decals on the side haven't been applied yet. Then it is missing the driver's side headlight. Everything's seems to me been nicely put together. Like, it's not like it was brush painted. What does seem like it was professionally painted, even though there's a few imperfections here and there. So there's the what's there of the body, and then got the truck bed with the fenders glued in, which I'm seeing how the decals go all the way across. Not sure if that's how it's supposed to be, or if the fenders are supposed to be lower down. So when I get to building everything, I'll take a look at that. Then got the roll bar with the tonneau cover. And actually, what's quite cool is that it looks like it's warped, but I believe that's how it's actually supposed to be, to represent the fact that it would be more squared off towards the front, and the back wouldn't have any support, so it would just sag down. So that's quite a nice touch. And then got here the chassis, which with the front wheels it's free rolling, which is nice, along with the rear. And got one of the rims stuck between the frame. So everything here looks fairly solid and complete. Nothing too not any concerns that I'm seeing. Now, of course, this kit here, along with the Tennessee Thunder, I did, despite being built-up kits, didn't pay. I didn't pay a small amount, but not overly crazy. So, of course, if you find these kits that are sealed still, they tend to get quite expensive really quickly. So, supercharged engine here. Then got the interior tub with the steering wheel just loosely in. So far, everything's looking good on here. Then got a few. Then, okay, yeah, here's the rest of the decals, which I might experiment with just seeing what the conditions like, but I have a feeling that they may not be any good, but you don't really know until you try. So I'm hoping these are still good. So those are nice to have. Then got a couple chrome. Then what's left of the chrome tree, like the passenger side running boards, or yeah, the passenger side running boards. Then got the rear tire hubcaps. That'll go. That'll just go over top like that. So I'm getting into it a bit more. Got some some counterweights actually, which is pretty cool to have. Whole bunch of them by the looks of it. So on the one tree you got two groups of 6, so you got 12 counterweights. So got a bunch of loose ones to place all around the vehicle, whether it's on the front or the back. That's just to distribute the weight when pulling. So cool to have those in the kit. Then got a couple empty sprue trees. Bunch of empty stuff. Okay, here's an empty chrome tree. And got some more parts here, like I got the tires here, which are pretty nice. Which are pretty nice tires. Got some lettering on. Got some decent lettering on them. Yeah. Then of course full set of rims. Then the grill for the truck, which I'll probably be blackwashing it and just make it look more vibrant. Then got some wheels here that not sure honestly if they're for the kit or they're like a separate set. They're just dotted wheels, fairly narrow looking. So I'll keep those to the side just in case they're for something else. And then got a clear sprue tree. Another running board, this time for the other side. Then drive shaft by the looks of it that hasn't been painted up, which we'll probably get some paint on. Then by the looks of it, this be the passenger window. Does have a bit of does have some bubbliness to it. Probably, I'll try to see if I can get some of this cleaned up, but there is quite a bit of residue to take care of. And then you got the water. No, yeah, by the looks of it, I think this would be the water pump pulley going off the belt on the engine. So good to have some of the little parts, and then got some. Let's see here. How many do we have of the exhaust stacks? Okay, so by the looks of it, I might be missing 2 of the exhaust stacks, but they may still be in here somewhere. I'll probably take a look. If not, I'll probably end up having to recreate something. Then got the front bumper for the truck, fuel tank. I'm thinking this like a acetylene bottle. Not sure 100% of what this is for on the truck, but it's there regardless. Got the hood, which will just go on like so, fit over top, and then got the driver side. It got the driver's side headlight, but it is missing the lens for it, which I'll probably have to source out if it's not in here. And got quite a bit of essentially just a bunch of junk. Yeah, the fuel tank again. By the looks of it, would be a heat shield. Not entirely sure if that's supposed to be that, but it's there. And let's see what's... Okay, these are the... Okay, tire inserts that got cut out. And then the rear tailgate for the truck with the Chevy emblem embossed into the back. Looks pretty good. Then what I'm guessing is probably like some support rails. Not sure what part of the truck it's for, but when I get around to looking at everything, I'll find out what everything goes. Yeah, so, and by the looks of it, the rest of the stuff in here is just a bunch of leftover junk that may not really have much use to the build. So, yeah. So with that, I'll get all the stuff for the Orange Blossom Special put to the side, and then get this cleaned up, and then we'll take a look at the Tennessee Thunder. Now with the Orange Blossom Special truck out of the way, got here now the Tennessee Thunder car. Now, this one here did actually come with a piece of artwork, which I have up here, of the actual car itself, which don't really know too much about it, as I tried looking up some things about the real car, and I don't really know too much about it, as there's not really any videos on YouTube, plus not really much info really about the car, but it definitely would have been a real car at the time. I also did realize too that there is a typo error for the Tennessee. It's missing the E at the end. So it's pretty much essentially just the 10S Thunder. So there's that, but whatever. So getting into the kit now. This one here's still in fairly decent shape. Like, the decals have a little bit of bubbling to them, which I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do anything about it, but whatever. So that, and then to have the rest of the decals, which, just like with the Orange Blossom Special, they seem like they're in good shape, but don't really know until I decide to actually use them. So, yeah, there's those. Then, of course, the full-size instructions, also staple-backed, and pretty much just a full book. So there's that, all that there. And then got stuff like here's like the chassis that's together with the axle, with axle supports, and then wheelie bars, and then both tires put together. So there's that, and then got the blown engine here, where it's pretty much got a bunch of the parts falling off. But you have like the transmission and the engine itself together. Yeah, everything else in here though seems to be all here. Like it got the blower, got the intake or the platform for the supercharger to mount onto, and a couple other things here like got the rear panel for the car, which just pretty much just fit on like so on the back. Of course, glued in. Of course, does have two mounts on the back, so how it'll probably just it'll just go in, just clip in like so, so that when the body is actually on the car, it'll be able to tilt up and down for show or on for display. So leave that for now. And got the window pieces or the window piece, which is a little bit cloudy in some areas, but probably clean that up. That there. Then got the front axle set up with one of the wheels just loosely hanging off. Didn't quite mean to do that, but whatever. So so presuming that just sit onto the front somewhere like that. Let's see here, what else? Yeah, we got here the control panel with the steering bar, and then the linkage, which would then go all the way to the front. And then have the, not entirely sure on what part this is supposed to be. Maybe for a fuel tank or something. So not sure. Well, keep that to the side. See what that's for. Then got another engine head. Let's try that again. And so that will just go on. Of course, get that all glued. Yeah, get that glued together. And then got the trailer hitch for connecting onto the pulling sled. And then just quite a bunch of miscellaneous parts. Here's part of the piece of the decal sheet for the 595 numbering on it. Then got a bunch of quite a few small parts here actually. So, well, looks of it, this would be the fuel tank for the car. Okay, so yeah, that would be the fuel tank mounting spot. So good to have all those there. Then a couple parts like got the pulleys and belts for the supercharger, and then for the water pump. And then we got the engine, the timing chain cover right here. Not too much on that. Then the little miniature drive shaft going from the engine all the way to the rear axle. So fairly tiny looking. Probably the smallest drive shaft I've used on a vehicle. Because even with the big rigs with the double axle, drive shafts much larger than this. And then got the let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the So I got a bit more work done here on both vehicles here. Now, both here of which I pretty much just got essentially all put together. Just need some few pieces here and there just need to be fully glued together. So, starting off first with the Orange Blossom Special Truck. So, got everything here pretty much all put together. See if we get everything apart. So, got the bed just needed to be glued back together in some points at certain point, and then got the running boards put onto the bed. Still have the tonneau cover off, so can have it on or off for display purposes. And then for the chassis, went ahead and put on the counterweights, which there was 16 from the kit, most of which went up to the upper bracket up right here. But there is a bracket down below, just right about here, where some more of the counterweights can go if you so wanted to. And then got both the fuel tank and the water tank put together and mounted up. Then found this for an air tank for the vehicle. The kit says to leave it painted orange, so I just left it. Didn't bother coloring it. Then for the drive shaft, actually, it's supposed to be black with the orange spirals, but I'm thinking of just painting it black. So there's that. Get this back in. Now, a few other things as well. When building, I found out with the engine, can't really have it installed to put the body over top, as it just won't, with the headers, it just won't fit. And then similarly with that, I haven't found correct size sprue to use to make replacement exhaust pipes. So I'm just leaving it on with the 6 for now. I'll eventually get the missing ones put back on eventually. And of course, also too, one of the few things I'll need to finish up on is getting the decals put on the other side of the truck, which surprisingly enough, the decals are still fairly good, just needed a bit of trimming, as it did get a little bit murky for some. So, yeah, so there's that. And then I'll eventually get everything put back onto the truck. Let's see if I can get everything lined up. Looks fairly decent. Of course, it'll be more sturdy when everything is glued together. So, let's see if I can get this lined up. There. And get the body to fit on. And then, let's see here. And then the hood should just sit over top. Might need to move. Okay, that's good. May need to move a few things over here and there, but overall, in the end, it should be left with a fairly good model. Yeah, so there's that. Then, okay, let's just put that to the side for now. I know it's the wrong box, but whatever. So then, next car we have here is the Tennessee Thunder, which pretty much got decals put on. Didn't bother. Probably should have cleaned up the glass, but just wanted to get this video out. So there's that, and then got the chassis pretty much all put together. Just have the engine sitting loosely, as still need to get a few things adjusted on the chassis so that the body can fit onto the mount, as I was finding that the engine sat a bit too far forward, as as what it's supposed to be. So probably going to get a few things adjusted here and there. But overall not bad. And then if anything too, we'll probably get I'll get the decals put on as well. And yeah, so far between these two kits, everything's coming along quite nicely. So nothing too nothing too crazy wrong with these. And so far, it's been pretty nice kits to work with. Yeah. So if anything, I'll get the rest of the decals on and give you the final thoughts and to wrap up the video. Okay, so now back here now have everything both done on both vehicles. Now, yeah, so far everything turned out really nicely. I will say I am missing the other exhaust for the outlets for the Orange Blossom Special, which really I should have probably made. I probably would have been able to make some easily, but just wanted to get the video out, and if anything, it's a fairly decent, would be a fairly decent display piece otherwise. Yeah, so not too much with it, and then with the Tennessee Thunder, should have probably spent a little bit more time trying to get the exhaust aligned up properly, but I tried a few times, and this was probably about as best as I could getting them all on. Yeah, so really everything turned out alright. Didn't really have too major difficulty, other than couldn't really get the drive shaft piece to properly align, so I just left that out. And really for going on display, not really overly concerned about that, as really I'm the only one who's going to be seeing it. So there's pretty much that. And then, so yeah, overall, two fairly cool kits from the 80s that I was really glad to get my hands on. And of course, it's not like they were sealed kits, so not too expensive on my behalf, but who knows, might end up finding some more higher, or might find a sealed copy for myself. Who knows, see what happens. So, yeah, so that'll probably be it for this video, and yeah, see what happens in that. So, yeah, see you next time.